Hello, Abhishek.
Yes, sir.
So, are you joining
Yeah, I have
or
sent
what
the
have you?
yeah, I have sent the
Okay.
meeting link. He is joining.
Abhishek, whenever he joins, then you just ask them to start. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. Yes, sir. Yeah, hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Who is presenting?
Joseph is presenting, but maybe the network kicks him out. We restarted the system.
Okay. He is not in the meeting as well.
Yeah, that's why we restarted the system. I have just checked with him.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. Yeah,
Yes, Mr.
yeah. Good afternoon, Joseph. Yeah, you can start.
Sorry for the coming.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, no worry.
Okay.
You can start.
All right. So, um, let's share my screen.
Joseph, if you have internet issue, you can turn off your video. Okay, so it will take less data.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. All right, sir. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah. So, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joseph Elashe Benjamin from Group-1, and I'll be delivering a presentation on assignment 6 from week 9. So, um, accept this in. So, sir, should I drop the document in the group
No, you
or after the
can. No, no.
I
After
can write
meeting, after meeting. Yeah.
after the meeting? Okay. So, I'm gonna start first by starting from tax one. So, tax one is talking about we setting up our model context protocol configuration and verifying the connection. So, first of all, we start by downloading our mcp.json into our project root. So we come to our resources here and we click on the download. So it goes to download and come to our file explorer here. So we have that here. Is it here? So, like I said before, I mentioned a notice in a document I'll be sending later. I spoke about this download. I said this download actually comes in a kind of like it's actually exempts something in its download. Our configuration, our MCP does JSON is supposed to come in .ncp, not just MCP. So we come here and add dots here and save it. So I think I have it before, so I'm not gonna delete it. So it's to be in this format here, .mcp.json. But at first, when it comes in as MCP. So we add the dots. So after we do that, we are going to add this to our root folder, just as we are instructed here. Is to be in the project root folder of our project file. So you can use your VS Code, you can use your file explorer. So let me go to my file explorer for a more better view. This is our file explorer here. So let me assume it's not here. Is it here? Then Control D. Now let me bring it down, bring it back again. Sorry. So So we take our edited file, copy it, and we drop it in the root folder here. So we have this here. So that's that step. Then we also have to make sure to confirm. But then these settings.local.json based on assignment 5 is there already. So you just need to confirm it and check. You can make a confirmation. So make sure to check that the settings.local.json file. This is where our informations pertaining to which you don't want to go to the cloud or to be sent to the Git. I think this is where they are. So settings.json confirmation, check if it's in the cloud. So we have it here. The settings.local.json. We have it in the cloud, in the .cloud folder. So come to then we make sure our configuration file, make sure our configuration includes the Terraform, the MCP server, the Terraform MCP server, and the AWS MCP server. So you can check that using your cloud MCP.json. Check that. So you can confirm that in our MCP servers here, we have Terraform listed here. We have its command and the argument, and also we have the AWS listed here. The command and the arguments will be needing. So we can confirm in our MCP servers, we have Terraform and we have AWS. So we've checked that, and we have to confirm your local project sites are ready. So confirming your local project sites, which is Docker running, you have to make sure your Docker is running. So in the document I'll be sending the link to download on how to download Docker to your system. For those that doesn't have Docker in the Docker in their system. So you have to check the confirmation. Check.
Joseph, increase the font size.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So check if you have Docker on your system by running Docker version. So I have Docker on my system, but if you don't have Docker on your system, come to Docker can't be installed via CLI. So just come to your Chrome or your browser and type download Docker. So come here, click on the first link. You get desktop Docker for Windows, and for those that are using Mac, they also get the download configurations or download file rather, which they're going to use to run Docker on their system. So for Python, you can run Python using for people that use Winjet or people that use Chocolate, you can download Python via Chocolate or Winjet. Let's even initiate our Claude and let's ask Claude for that. So, sorry. Don't forget you have to run your cloud in your folder directory. So let's prompt Claude on for those that doesn't have Python in your system. You can just ask Claude that to give you code to download Python. Yeah, sure. So let's check for while that is running. You also need to have UVX available in our system. So, but then downloading UVX is not actually that complicated, and Python as well. So let's check for yes. So see the instruction here. But just like I said, if you are using Winjet, run this code. If you want to use Winjet, if you want to use this command, you can also use this command. It's actually download. So and not forget when you are making any download, run it via an administrator access. Don't run it in a regular GUI. So after running that, you make your confirmation by checking if it is well installed. So you run your Python version by to check if your Python is well installed. So once you see this, you know that yes, there's Python in your system part. So also you check for UVX. For those that doesn't have UVX, you can use pip. When you install Python on your system, automatically pip comes with it. So you could as well just run pip install UVX. So it's installing the dependency. Okay. The error that is having here is because I have UVX on my system already. So I have UVX and UV on my system installed already. So you want to check it to confirm if it's truly there. You run your UVX version. You can see that you have it here. And if you want to run the UV version as well, yeah, can see we have both of them installed. But then if you still want to ask Cloud to still give you the code for go to download UV and UVX. It will still give you. So that is what Cloud Code is for. You can see that you run this code on your PowerShell to give you. But for those that might encounter issues, but I don't think you actually encounter issues. They're using PIP install UV. Shouldn't be having any issue. Once you download UV, you should have UVX. It comes together with it. If you install UVX, it comes with UV. So that should be a problem. They are put together. So they're just like the way when you install Python, it automatically there's pip there. There's pip installed already. That's it. So once you install Python, you don't need to install pip. It comes with Python. That's the way UV and UVS actually are. So back to that, we move on to AWS credentials. Don't forget, when you install your Docker, you have to launch it as well. Make sure your Docker is running, not just install. Make sure your Docker is actually running. So I'll start my Docker. Should start running now. After that, yeah, you can see what it said. Confirm your local websites are ready. So my Docker is starting its engine already. So confirm your Docker is running, your Python is available, your UVS is available. Now to our AWS credentials. While running this project, make sure your AWS console is actually active and is logged in. So I'm trying to log into my AWS console. So one of the reasons why I actually came on late was that I was trying to I actually started my system, so I was trying to log in everything, I'm prepping everything down so I don't waste you guys' time. So I'm in my console already. Confirm I'm in my console. So you have to check that with your VS Code. So you can see my VS Code is giving me a sign that I'm not connected. So click on it. For those that are using VS Code, click on it and selected my account here. Yeah. So this is my profile here. So I think it's connected already. Let's check it again. So I'm connected actually, but then there's a process. Let me see if I can disconnect and reconnect again. Okay, I think I'm connected. But then when you click on, okay, let me try to sign out here. I want to show you guys something for in case you don't see it the way mine is here. So I'm trying to sign out so I can sign in again. So let me sign in. But before I do that, let me edit my VS Code and come back. again. So it's loading. Okay, I think I dragged my, I mean, okay. It's trying to synchronize. Okay, it's not, it has logged in again. But then, let me just show you guys what just happened on your this thing. When you log into your VS Code and you click on this place, you take it to a site where you sign in. But then when you are signing in, before you sign in, make sure you're signing here already, so it will be easy for you. So once you are signing here and it redirects you to your web browser, because of your signing here, you just bring out your name. So you just click your name and it will sign you into your VS Code. So that's that about that. After that, trying to bring it down. So back to our step. So after logging in, you can confirm your status. Come here. Let's check if you are logged in. AWS, IAM, list, users. So you should see our list of users. I have just one user, which is just myself. So I'm not connected, cannot connect. Let's check very well. So you can see it now. It's listed. This is my account here. So you can confirm that we are logged in. So now back to where we were. After confirming our AWS credential and profile configured, so we go and run our cloud and check our slash MCP. So slash MCP. So Terraform field. Let's check something. So it's telling me my Terraform is failed. So I'm trying to reconnect now. Let me reconnect to my Terraform. So MCP is telling me that I'm reconnected to Terraform. So let's check again, MCP. So you can see now I'm connected So AWS, I'm connected to Terraform. So what I'm going to advise you for the guys that are just starting, like they're not conversant with Claude AI, though I've been using Claude and Claude AI for more than a year now. So for me, Claude AI is like a pasta stand for me. Like I use to run my daily tasks, even my system, like I run some minor Python scripts on it. So you should interact with Claude like your fellow human. It will actually guide you through some steps. You might not understand. You just have to calm down and just understand what it gives you and you direct it. Just like Sir Previn said, you should not let it control us. You have to be the one to guide it. Because Claude will never tell you no. It is always telling you yes, no matter the problem. So you have to just be very careful in what it brings to you. So once that is done, you can confirm that you say confirm both servers show connected, which is what we just did here. So our two servers are connected. So now we're going to task 2. In task 2 said we should explain MCP architecture in our own words. And the goal is that we should show that we understand what MCP is and how it fits into cloud code. And the question says, explain these concepts in our own words. So what is MCP and why is it better than relying only on model training data? For me, the way I see MCP uh, as a set of instruction. So as a list of things. Let me say, for instance, I want to cook. So they're like ingredients I'm going to be needing for running whatever tasks or whatever projects I'm going to be running them in. So that is where I see MCP. And the reason why I prefer it better than model training that I know, one thing about Claude and AI agents is that they actually learn from whatever mistake they make or whatever it is. So when we run Claude on model training data, they don't actually know the exact thing they are actually meant or made to do. So they use like guessing. So once they guess and they give it to us and we actually like it, so it just register to them that okay, since this person's like it, I think this will be the way. In case next time this person requests this, it will give you that same thing that you liked. But then when you're using MCP is like a strict direction telling it, do this, do that, don't do this, and don't do this. So now, what does .mcp.json does? If you check your VS Code here, mcp.json tells what this should do, what that should do. So since we are using we are using Terraform and AWS. Now, the command that's given Terraform is that Terraform should run on Docker. Terraform should be on Docker. So Terraform is actually being hosted in a Docker container. So the argument or the set of instructions that we gave Docker to run as regard Terraform is run. I've forgotten this the 5 means. Then this one completely remove, and this V and the workspace, and telling it this is the server it should work on, it should use in the container. That is like what I mcp.json is like an instruction that's direct. So Docker now won't come and bring in his own idea or telling it that, okay, I think he will like this. No, there's something like, I think he will like, yeah, this is what you should do and this is what you should not do. So once these arguments are listed here, they won't go outside this to run theirs. So same thing for AWS. right? And for AWS, the command was to use UVX to run this argument here. This is the server we're going to be using for AWS. So that's what I think about that. Now, telling us what is the difference between tools, resources, and prompts. For me, tools are, let me come here, check here, skills, agents. So tools are, let me say like Messenger, like TF Writer, TF Apply, TF Deploy. There are tools we use in as regards Cloud Code. And resources are, let me say, resources are like, just like for AWS now, we have resources like S3, we have resources like CloudFront, which we use, and DynamoDB. Yeah, from my observation, I saw that this project actually use those three resources. They use S3, it uses DynamoDB for table, and it actually uses CloudFront too. And what are prompts? Prompts are instructions guiding our day-to-day tasks or day-to-day activities on cloud. So that's what prompt is. So why do we use Studio and project scope in this course? You know, Studio is something that's kind of like a generalized something. I don't know how to put it. Pardon me. And project scope is like just like the way we separately explained to us that we have a general and a specialist. General in terms of skills, we have a generalist and we have specialists. So for Studio, I will take Studio to be a generalist, and I'll take project scope to be a specialist. So project scope is just for that particular project. All what are going to be running there, just as regards the project. But Studio is, it will work for anything. But project scope will only just work for that particular project. Why should credentials go into settings.local.json and not in mcp.json? Now, if you come to VS Code there and you check this settings.local.json, you will see that this contains personal data. Settings.local.json contains personal data, which should not be on Git. So if you check Git ignore, you should see settings there. Okay, there. Yes, you see it there. Settings.local.json. These are personal stuff, so they're not meant to be on Git. They're not meant to be public. They're meant to be personal. So that is why we have settings.local.json, and anything here goes public, goes to the site, like it's showcase, like it's a public. But this is a public stuff. So it's meant to be read by all. But this is a private stuff meant to be read by the DevOps engineer only. So that's all about that. Now on to task 3. Task 3 is telling us to run the full MCP loop, which is audit, fix, and verify. Okay, before I do that, I will actually try to like delete some file in my repository so that GitHub can, Cloud, while auditing, can pick it up and see that we actually need this. So let me delete this. I've deleted that, so we don't have that anymore. So let me, okay, running here, we are asked to use subagents and MCP together to fix a real Terraform issue without writing code manually. So what do we do here? Let's run this prompt here. So it's auditing my repository. Security editor. So while this is running, don't forget our tools and the skills security auditor using read. I think we come back to that, Sha. That should be in tax 4. So after running this, tool is telling us to pick one issue findings from the reports, and we should try to resolve it. Give us something like this, for example. So let's check if our audit is ready. We're still auditing. So auditing can take up to like 3 minutes. So just be patient with your auditor. So I guess our auditing is done. So let's check our auditing. So looking at C1, you can see that there's no, you see, I deleted this dot git ignore. You can see it picked it up, telling us to add git ignore. So let's check if you can see other issue. In public access. So let's check our recommended action. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, it's telling us to create .git ignore. You can see. So I intentionally deleted that so that we can see that Cloud Code actually oversees everything in our project or repo. So it's not actually blind to anything. So after running its audit, these are some of the actions it recommends to us. And this one I mentioned above here, the stuff we actually picked. So let's just run on this, which is the git signal that it actually noticed that it's not there. So let's come here and tell it to create our git signal file for us. Okay. create the dot git ignore file. So using this now, it's gonna be using the TF writer to create this. So let's just, okay, it's asking me if I want to create the dot git ignore. So I chose yes, and it's writing it. So it's gonna go through my, that's done that, to go through my repo and pick the things that are meant to be in git ignore. So it's now telling us that the git ignore has been created. And what it does is what? It protects all the TF state files, including the 3 backup files on disk, Terraform directory and log files, and among the rest. So let's come here to confirm that. Let's come here to confirm that our git ignore is there. You can see it here, it's on track. This is what it's created for us. So to clear any form of iota of doubt, let's come here to check it. You can see, so it's created 1 minute ago. I was accessed rather. So it's created not quite long. So 5:20 and my time there. So you know that workload is actually real and does what it's meant to do. So our .git ignore has been created. So also you can use this to audit anything you want to audit. You can pick any issue you see here and tell it to solve it for you. It will do that. So now that we've done that, now let's check in to confirm again. Let's audit again. Just like see, audit my Terraform file for security issues. It did that. We pick an issue and we ask it to rectify. So we will run the auditor again. That's what I'm doing right now. And we confirm the finding is removed or improved. So let's check. Security auditor is auditing. So see you working on that. Okay, let me go to, not to waste our time. While that is going on, let me explain which agents worked without our model context protocol, which agent was used, and why only TF writer needs MCP in this workflow. So let me take you back to see the agent that was used. So for the auditing, we all know that the agent that was used was security auditor, and his work was actually to go through our repository, not just going through the repository, it's looked for possible security problems. That's what the security auditor does. So the security auditor works without MCP. You should know that his job is just to review Terraform files and look for possible security problems. So since our Terra code already exists in the project, the agent only needs to read and analyze those files. It doesn't need MCP. What actually needs MCP is our TF writer agent. So let me bring it down. Where is our TF writer? Okay. Our TF writer, that is the one that actually did the writing of the .git ignore file. So that's what needs the MCP, because when you're asked to do some corrections as regards our project or repo, the agent will, the TF writer or the TF writer will actually need to modify files. So that's why it needs the write, read, grep, glop, and the rest like that. It needs to add those assets. So the TF writer agent is the one that actually needs the MCP and not the security auditor. Security auditor just to do make reviews and give his own findings. So the MCP helps by allowing the agent to interact with the Terraform agent or tools safely and correctly. So, and this makes it easier for the agent to understand how the infrastructure should be updated and apply the correct configuration. So, and they were asking us again that amongst the two, which one actually needs the MCP in this workflow? So we should know that it's actually the TF writer that actually needs the MCP in this flow, not what do you call it? Not the security auditor. So now let's come back to check what we've done. So we can see that after running the audit, again, the security auditor is going to went through again and give us a report as regards the last fix the TF writer made. Because the one thing I like about it is that it gives, based on the information we fed it already, it gives us the instruction on, it knows about, it's actually fully aware about the information it gave. And it's also aware when the information is less, probably when some things have been resolved. So it's feeding us full information, telling us that git ignore now protects alt file, and git ignore, which is actually highlighted as being needed, is now there. We'll see the tick there. See the tick here. So it's telling us that this has been resolved since the last audit. So TF writer is actually active and ready to do your biddings. So you can actually go through your audit and pick any issue you want to fix, and fix anything that you've seen or that needs to be fixed. So that is that as regards TF, right? No, as regards tax 3. Okay, you're asking why only TF writer needs the MCP in this workflow. Only TF writer actually needs the MCP in this workflow because it performs the actual change to the infrastructure code. So before you can perform any modification, you definitely need the MCP, because that's what brings you close to Terraform and Terraform server and the AWS server in making any edits. Just like I said to someone earlier on, part of the issue I had while setting up my MCP server was that Sapravin actually used, if you guys are going to come across that issue also. So let me highlight it for you guys now. Sapravin uses EU West 1. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. EUS1, and I deployed my resources on US East 1. So let me just to tell you the power of the auditing and TF fighter. So while I was configuring myself, it actually pointed to me that part of the reason why my configurations were actually failing was that some of my files, I actually needed to make an edit to them. So it highlighted that particular one, that this file is actually showing that I should launch my resources in EU West 1, whereas I picked in other file, I picked US East 1. File my console is on automatically is on not Virginia. So it's in US East 1. So it actually requested permission for me to make an edit to that file, as regard that file. So just that I granted it the access and actually make the edit. So you don't need to actually write any code, just to send out an instruction, and the TF writer will do the job. You know, part of one of my LinkedIn posts I made was, there's one thing I love about this guy that made OpenClaw. So I'm always very conversant with tech news. So the guy said why he was being interviewed, he was saying something like his hands are too precious to write code. So I think that's what Agentic AI is all about. So our hands are too precious to write code. So let's just give them instruction, and some people activate voice. You don't need to even type self, just tell it what to do. But then before that, we have actually configured it, and just like we're setting up our cloud.md and stuff like that. So after that is set up, after those configurations, we are good to go. We don't need to actually write code to get our things done. So task 4 is telling us about our LinkedIn post. Below it also telling us to explain what MCP is, how it helped Cloud Code use live tools, and how it audits, fix, and verify loop. We are asked to mention one practical insight: training data versus live data, or TF data, and that. So let me just quickly explain what MCP is. MCP actually allows AI agents to connect live tools and environments instead of relying on training data, just as we said earlier on. So this means that agents can interact with the real system like Terraform and AWS. So we actually use Terraform and AWS. And you know, Sir Previn said we have many other servers that we can actually use. So it's not, our projects cannot actually be limited to AWS and Terraform alone. So in the future, we actually run more bigger infrastructure that will be actually requiring more servers or different servers. So here are different servers we'll be using or we might be working with for later in the future. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Coming. We have other popular MCP servers which you can actually work with. So just let you know that not only you have Slack, you have a lot of servers that you can actually work with. So we are not limited to Terraform and AWS alone. So in this exercise, I ran a for audit, fix and verify loop using the security auditor agent, which scanned my Terraform files and detected security issues. And the TF writer agent updated the infrastructure code to fix you should know that our CF writer job is to make modifications and present them to us. Then the auditor was run again, and we actually saw that our issue was, was solved. So, what kind of insight I gain from this workflow is that, auditor only needs to read the file, while CF writer make the edit, and it's required MSCP to make that edit, to modify it safely. And the one thing about the CF writer is that the CF writer doesn't just make edits, just edit. It's make it according to the best practice. So it's not about just making edits alone. It's about doing the right edits. So that's just that. So I think with that, I've come to the conclusion of today's presentation. My name is Joseph once again. So thank you guys for your audience from Group-1. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Joseph, for the lovely presentation.
Thank you, sir.
If anyone have any questions, you can ask here. Yeah, you can stop sharing your screen.
Okay.
Yes, very well explained. Yeah, is there any question? Actually, there are very less number of people who are watching YouTube. So I don't expect any question from there. Yeah, any question from commuter side?
No, sir, all good.
Okay. Okay, very well
I think
explained, Joseph.
someone said he has a question.
Mhm.
I'm seeing an invitation.
Have
Someone
you
is
created any
asking.
document for this?
Yeah. Should I send the documents already?
Okay, just share
Yes.
the document in the group. That's it.
Okay. The DevOps general group, right?
Yes, yes.
Correct.
Doing that now.
Okay. We can wait 2-3 minutes.
Okay. I've sent the documents already. Going loading.
People are asking questions on WhatsApp,
Where?
Okay.
general group.
I can see only one question.
Yeah, but the question
Okay.
isn't there.
And we have shared already this Zoom meeting, so they can join and ask.
Yeah, absolutely.
Meantime, Greg Audi, are you there?
Yeah, Greg is there.
Then you can also share your assignment document.
Okay, I should send the full documents, right?
No, but they are asking to Greg.
Greg OD.
Okay.
That'll be assignment 5. I will do that now. No problem.
Okay. And Internship.
Okay, I'm
Yes,
seeing someone
Asa, you
raising
can
their-
unmute yourself and ask a question. Asai, you can ask your question.
Maybe.
My Zoom. Hello?
Yes, you
I
are
can hear
audible.
you.
Oh, okay. My Zoom was loading before, but yeah, so very nice presentation, Joseph. But my question
thank
is,
you.
while I was trying to run this task today, I ran into a challenge. And the challenge was that the documentation that Pravin provided,
Yeah.
we had to, the files are the same. The context of the files are the same. If you go back to your Udemy, if you go back to the Udemy documentation, you'll find out that the what's the name of the file now?
MCP.
Can you go back to your Udemy documentation?
Okay, let me share my screen once again.
Yeah.
Which
So for
one?
section 32, yeah, for section 31 and 32, you know, we're meant to download 2 resources, right?
Okay. It's
Yeah,
actually the
so
same thing. It's the same thing. It's not about the same
yes,
resources. It's the same thing.
yes. So the thing is, I think for one of them, we're meant to use a .mcp.json.
Okay.
And then for the other one, we're meant to use settings.local.json.
No, your settings, the local.json would be there automatically as a result of tax 5. You know, if you check
Okay,
your assignment 5, which is
okay.
the AI thing,
Sub-agents.
that's agents. Okay, yeah, I'm coming.
Okay,
Yeah, sub-agents are correct. So these resources here, you know, after you do that, there's something we did there. So that thing we did there actually triggered to generate that settings dot what's the name?
local.json.
Exactly. So what's the what's that taxes was just telling us to just confirm if it's there. So for mine, it was there actually. It was in the cloud.
Okay,
It was in cloud repo. So check yours very well. You find it under cloud. It's there. You don't need to do anything about it. You don't need to bring your transparency about it. No. Because you check my
okay,
download.
okay.
Look at my download. Yeah, I don't think it's there. Jason dot coming. Let me go through it.
Just right click on
Yeah,
explore. You can
Okay.
that is settings dot local.json, I think. What is the file name?
Yeah.
Settings.local.json.
Yes.
Exactly. See, understand the thing. Settings
It's
dot
not
local dot
Jason. So it's not something that was given. It came just like
See.
when you install dependencies. You
Local.json,
understand?
it is created when you are running whatever you are running in the system, in your local system, then it is automatically
Yes.
generating.
Yes, that's
That is
what I'm trying to say.
when you will run the cloud code, whenever that is whenever there is a local.json file, means any project, if you will run any project, so it will create automatically as per your project.
So we've heard
Okay.
now. Just like the way when you
Yeah.
install JSON, you just go when you install some, maybe like you install npm install, it creates some dependencies automatically by itself. So that is where these settings just look at JSON is.
It's a
Gets
kind of
created.
state file. It is logging the state of that particular file. So that is why maybe it is there.
So just check it
Okay.
or run your tax again very well. You'll find it there.
Okay. Okay.
So are you
Thank you
satisfied?
so much.
Yeah, welcome, bro.
Yes, thank you.
So any question?
Yeah, one more question is there. Ameka is asking after the whole assignment if they will run Terraform destroy to delete.
Yeah.
Terraform destroy to delete all the resources. There is a command Terraform destroy. If you will run that command, it will delete all the resources. Ameka.
Yeah, definitely. That was what I didn't actually have to go to my AWS to because you don't actually know what some resources you've created. So I just instruct my agent to delete every resources I have created on AWS. That will just converse with your AI code like a personal friend. So it will talk to you and converse to you, and it even understands some sense of humor at times. So it destroyed mine for me too. It deleted everything instead of going to manually looking for what to delete. Just instruct it to delete everything. So that is that. So, any question else?
Yes, no.
Okay, guys, then see you tomorrow. We will have one more assignment 7. Okay, and it totally depends upon you. Just send a message in your group, and who will be available, who can join. I mean, who is interested, who can
Yeah,
ask
present
us to
demo.
join. Yeah. So I have given 100 marks to Craig Audi and Joseph. And who was there in this Pratyush and Joy? Who was other
Yes,
person
well,
who was there?
Bhargavi, I guess, from
Bhagi,
Group
right?
4. Yes.
Okay, I will check with Ranbir also. And Anuradha ma'am also presented one demo. So I will give 100 marks to Anuradha ma'am also. So she
Great.
can give, yeah, she can give their marks to other, other student
Great.
in their group. Okay, ma'am.
I and
Yeah.
Bhupendra had a different talk in the afternoon about this.
No, you will also have 100 marks, so you can distribute your marks.
Okay.
You can give, yeah, you can give your mark to active people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you much. Thank you so much, everyone. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank
Thank you. Good night, sir. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
Rom.
sir.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.